Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1655. I started off with a show that I was watching, attending a class by Dr. Duc C. Vuong, V-U-O-N-G. He is a retired bariatric surgeon who has gone into the wilderness of New Mexico to open a bed and breakfast. And he started me on these live shows. He challenged us to go 30 days in a row, and I did. And I have been doing it ever since, every single day. Every single day. I never stopped. And it is 1,655, 1,655th day that I have done this since January 2nd, January 2nd, 2021. It was because of the COVID crisis that we all got recommended to watch Dr. Duc C. Vuong's famous video on the truth about COVID that was not being spoken about because of the political climate at the time. So he spoke about it and properly gave us information about the real cost to COVID. But my point is, I am doing these shows to bring you a way to know the right thing to do. I saw a fortune cookie many years ago in my life that said, knowing the right thing to do is wisdom. Doing it is virtue. You know what I mean? Nom, 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 nom. So I've been trying to bring more virtue into this world because in my life, I have also practiced Dr. Yan Xing's life science technology, which is a traditional Chinese Qigong practice that is evolved into a technology because it says we come back to our ground. Our ground is in virtue. So, Morsels of a Thought, number 1655, brings us to Jen du Plessis, America's mortgage mentor, and we are going to talk about mortgages and how to launch, how to take your business to new heights. Now, the reason I do this is that you can map this onto your life. All right. A process for all situations, she spoke. Okay, I'm going to read this section and review it, and then I'm going to read Jen's jots, of which I read 3 out of 4 last time. We're going to go through all of them this time, and I'm going to read the last section, a process for all situations. This technique is so powerful and so easy to do at every appointment you have, like with real estate agents, for example. You want to let the agents know that your job is to wow them in the same way you do for your clients and exceed their expectations. Ask about the other loan officers that they're working with. What do they do well? What don't they do well? What does this real estate agent wish that the loan officers they're working with, if they are, could do better so that you can exceed their expectations? I promise you that other loan officers are not asking these questions. You can also ask them, is there anything that you need from me to be able to explain my loan process or about how my team operates? At the end of the conversation, you can certainly add the "oh, before we go" question, which was something we read about last week. You can use this referral creator strategy in any situation. Okay, the before we go question, I'm going to review that one just for the hell of it, because if you don't happen to have your notes right in front of you. Before we go, I'm always looking to work with other expecting couples just like you, or I'm always looking to work with other women who are going through a divorce just like you, who might need my assistance, guidance, and expertise to help them through the process. Who do you know in the same situation as whom you would feel comfortable introduce as as you as who do you know in the same situation as you whom you would feel comfortable introducing me to? And that is where the oh before we go question. It's where you connect with the person and say, just like you, and can you introduce me to somebody who is either just like you or somebody else that isn't just like you? You can, this is what Gender Plessis says, you can use this referral creator strategy in any situation that you're in, any one-to-one meeting, or any phone call or appointment that you have. When you do this, your business will grow because now you're constantly planting the seed to bring in referrals. If you follow up diligently after you've planted this seed and water it so that it grows, your business will grow through referrals. If you don't water that seed and you just put it in the ground and you walk away and simply hope and wish and maybe pray that you get referrals, then that's exactly what you're going to get. Just hopes and wishes. Jen's Jots from this chapter for section 15, what are point. Don't wait until the closing to start asking for referrals. By then, you've missed out on many opportunities to ask for referrals. Point. From the beginning of your relationship, take a few minutes to educate new clients about how your practice works and how you get your business through referrals. Point. During the entire loan process, constantly nurture a client's mindfulness of potential clients they might refer. Point. Use this same process and technique with real estate agents and other partners. Interesting. So, Morsels of a Thought number 1655 is about how we score big with our clients, chapter 4, part 16, in Launch, How to Take Your Business to New Heights by Jen du Plessis. Okay. I want to breathe a little because I think I forgot to put something on silent mode and it's going to make noise. So let's breathe a little first. Let's take 2 breaths, the long, even, slow, and deep way that Dr. Yimshing describes. I've talked about different doctors and stuff. In slowly, long, deeply, and evenly. Out slowly, long, deeply, and evenly. And if you can do this in slowly, long, deeply, and evenly, out slowly, long, deeply, and evenly. That's just 2 breaths. Keep on doing it if you can. Do sets if you can. Okay? Sets of 100. Goodness gracious. I don't know. Not that many, but well, there are people who can do it for many hours. Many hours. And it'll only be, it'll be numbers that are in the dozens of breaths in many hours because they can do it for so long. And you want to be sitting in the lotus position, etc., or half lotus position, or at least sitting with your feet on the ground, at least, or in a dark room, or with your eyes closed and quiet, no distractions. Okay. Scoring big with your clients. I'm going to read this now. Chapter 4, part 16. The big idea is share the good news with a borrower when they receive loan approval by stopping by their workplace with something they can share with their coworkers, which calls attention to your practice. Like coffee in a pitcher from those places that sell them in boxes, big boxes for parties. Or some kind of food item like a nut or something that's got your logo on it. Anyway, that's just my idea there. But with her idea, it says something they can share with the coworkers and which calls attention to your practice. Jim Rohn has a quote, says something. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. I have to say how scared I was when I was starting these videos that Dr. Duck Vaughn was, oh my God, that's why it was January 2nd, not January 1st. You know my secret now, yay! Okay. You do a great job for your clients, says Lady Jen. That's a given. But do you keep them at arm's length rather than really leaning in and striking up a bond that might last through a second or even a third loan somewhere down the road? Do they forget about you as they're walking out the door after their closing, or do they take a piece of you with them? Ooh, give them part of my stomach. Well, if I did, I'd be skinnier. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, God. What a bad joke. Sorry. Now, says Lady Jan, I'm not suggesting, the bad joke was mine. That was purely Yin Yang's joke, okay? So, or do they take a piece of you with them, is Lady Jan's sentence. And then the next sentence is, now, says Lady Jan, I'm not suggesting you need to get chummy or buddy-buddy. I am suggesting you do things a little differently, that you do something unexpected and personal to make yourself memorable. Do something beyond offering great service and solving any problems that crop up in the mortgage process. Back to my coffee example. Maybe you provide coffee in the waiting room, or maybe you just provide coffee in the entire office and, you know, a snack. Some people don't like donuts anymore. I don't know. Find something tofu-ish. I don't know. Okay, back to Lady Jen. Let me give you one idea. We typically send thank you notes and other marketing material to clients' homes, right? But have you ever thought of dropping by their work location to do a warm sales call face-to-face? And have you also thought about the fact that they most likely have colleagues that you could meet? Visiting your borrower's office is a great way to elevate your service and image in your client's eyes. Now, you obviously need a reason to make this visit, and there is a perfect opportunity that occurs during every successful loan process, the loan approval. During the entire loan process, your borrower will go through times of highs and lows, and their love-o-meter, as I like to call it, can fluctuate considerably. The borrower may love you when you first take their loan application, but as time goes on, the love-o-meter starts wavering a little bit. You can also call this their trust account. At the beginning, their trust account is full, trust as in figurative. But then they start taking withdrawals because you may not be calling them back, or you're not updating them on their loan progress or what the next steps will be, or you're not explaining why you need the droves and droves of paperwork required in our industry today. This is thick paper. It's good. In our industry, there are 3 times when our clients love us the most. When they make the decision to work with us, when they get the loan approval, and when they go to closing, assuming everything goes well. As a result, the love-o-meter or trust account fluctuates. In order to keep the relationship strong, you always want to be leaning into your business and not waiting for your business to happen. Again, in other chapters, I've talked about the difference between defensive and offensive phone calls. It's the same here. When you lean in, it's an offensive move and increases the love or makes a deposit in the trust account. Figurative. Your client will appreciate you are being proactive. When you have a lack of communication, you are sure to lose the opportunity for future referrals. When their loan is approved, you have a great opportunity to stop by your client's office. This is when their love-o-meter is the highest because they're happy. The loan is approved and you're ready to start moving toward closing. What better opportunity than to drop by their office with a gift that recognizes the importance of the moment for them and that they can share with their coworkers? In your client's eyes, you'll differentiate yourself as someone who cares. And of course, there's the side benefit of getting recognition and attention from coworkers. Okay, Morsels of a Thought of Wisdom, 1655, launched by Jen du Plessis, forward by Michael J. Mayer, the seven levels of communication. Launched How to Take Your Business to New Heights, #1 bestseller on Amazon. We try to figure out things to do that are the right things to do. Then we have to go and act on them. We need to get the confidence, the determination, the courage, and the action to go into it. Okay, that's the technology I was talking about earlier too. Okay, now, Lady Jen du Plessis says, cake and balloons and congratulations. Let me give you 2 quick ideas on what you could do when you stop by their office. You can certainly stop by without any type of gift, just to say congratulations and that you just wanted to see the expression on their face when you gave them the news. What I do is stop by strategically with the clients that I feel I could have a bigger impact on my business. That is, those who are more likely to refer. And perhaps, but not always, they might be working in a larger company where they have more opportunities to refer. Additionally, I typically send the approval gift to the most chatty client when there are 2 of them. I like to stop by with a cake or send a cake that says congratulations on it, accompanied by balloons and ribbons and of course tons of my business cards. Now, the reason I do this is because it will attract attention from lots of coworkers. Mine has a house cat tracks. Mine has 2 cats, Bea and Chloe on the back. I still have Chloe right here. And then this is my, and then the picture. Yeah, cute, cute, cute. Okay, okay. Now the reason I do this is because it will attract attention from lots of coworkers. Just a side note, due to privacy concerns, you may want to be careful not to say, congratulations on your loan approval. They may not want everybody to know about their home purchase, so simply say, congratulations. It's up to them to share. Obviously, if you sent your business cards, they're able to share them with coworkers. Here's a tip. Only deliver something that must be shared. If you send or take cookies or cupcakes, that doesn't work. What will happen if you take cupcakes is they might have one for themselves and then put the rest of them under their desk to take home to their family. And no one else in their office is going to know where they had an occasion to celebrate or that you are magnificent. You want to send something that makes a statement and that they put in the kitchen, break, or conference room so that lots of people see it and wonder, what's going on? Perhaps you aren't comfortable with taking a cake. I get that. Other ideas, and I'm sure you can come up with more, are pizza, balloons with candy, or a 3-foot or longer sub sandwich with all the fixings. That is so good. When I cut them in 6 inches or 4 inches or something. I would just encourage you to find something that you can take to your client that makes a huge impact. I'm to the point, that sandwich idea is so good. I'm to the point where I'm not making the delivery myself. Rather, I reach out to a networking partner, such as a cake decorator or a bakery, and I have the cake delivered. It costs me a little bit more. The delivery charge is about $25. You can also hire a teenager or a mom who needs to make extra income while her kids are at school. That's a great, great idea. Or the hairdresser, well, a hairdresser probably already has job and work and time to work at their place. Remember, it's a big deal to them. You can do so many different things to get noticed. The key is to make a big impact from a loan approval and not just send a quick email or make a phone call. I promise you, your client will be on the phone with you immediately saying, "Oh my gosh, I got the cake. It's so wonderful." And they will be so appreciative when you strategically show up personally to share the moment with them. You know, I think we tend to get a little jaded about the importance of each individual loan we handle. No matter how many loans you do in a month, it could be 5, 15, or 30, we tend to view any approval as just another approval and we move on. But for the borrower, it can be a really big deal. You should treat it as such. Jen's Jots. This is chapter 4, part 16. Stopping by your borrower's workplace to deliver an approval and congratulations gift can be a fantastic way to deepen your relationship with the client and to spread the word about your practice. Point. Bring a large cake or other edible gift that they can share with their coworkers. Sometimes, those fruit things, they're expensive, but they're good. Point. Be sure to include plenty of your business cards. Let me show you here. Plenty. That's plenty. There. I didn't get to bring them to the secret rock because they weren't done by then. Okay, so the next part we will read next week will be Strategic Partnerships, Chapter 4, Part 11. I worked for a company once in 1995, right when, at the end of 95, November 1995, when the internet was starting to explode and very few people had websites yet. And we started to make strategic partnerships. Well, I have nothing to say about that. I worked for a company. I got $10 an hour. Then he offered me commission, and I decided to blow the opportunity, and I blew the opportunity. And they wound up selling the company to CNET for $15 million worth of 585,000 CNET shares. So at that time, it was worth a lot. I don't know how they cashed them out, whether they cashed them out, when they cashed them out, but they sure did make a lot. And I wish I had taken up the opportunity because I could have wound up with $100,000 or something. It just wow. Could have had a house, but no, Ying didn't think that way back then. Not really. Okay, so next week we will go into Strategic Partnerships, Chapter 4, Part 11, Row, Row, Row the Boat. The big idea for that will be to approach referral partnerships with a strategic view on how you can help one another. And Jeffrey Gitomer, 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 Jeffrey with a J. First, give value without expectation. That's what he says. First, give value without expectation. Now, what I have talked about here is that I am inspiring you to have a great day. Hopefully, you will find something that you can map onto your life with this knowledge that you are trying to create strategic partnerships and make your business memorable. You can do this with your own personal self too. Okay? Kinderhook.